afternoon, everyone. A little bit of a bittersweet day for me. Last day of school. Been on this high adrenaline rush for the last few months, just trying to keep us all together and make sure that the school was up and running the way you deserved it to be. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for your patience and your understanding and your love. It means the world to me. I will tell you, I did send out tuition rates for next year, and there is a clause in the tuition policy that does say that you would be responsible for the tuition, even if we had some sort of remote learning, even if it's for a couple weeks or a month. We still at this point do not have guidance and direction from the Department of Education and the CDC. That is supposed to come out in a couple of weeks, and I'll have a better handle on what reopening will look like. But I want you to know that I have a task force here at school that is working on some of the curriculum and instructional portions. We have people that are working on the safety and protocols, and I will be gathering parent input for that too, because I think we're all collaborating together and we all understand what's best for our students. We'll have a better outcome in September. So you have been asked to sign those agreements and come up with a tuition plan. And I know it's a little scary to jump into something that is a bit unknown at this point. But please know we're on solid footing. Financially, we're in good shape. We were lucky and very, very fortunate to have so many partnerships that are supporting our school. There is no threat of us closing, but we need you to stick with us and participate in school for next year. And I can only hope that all the things that we've learned through this experience will only make us better going forward into the fall. Some of the Zoom classes and curriculum that was delivered, I know we can do better. We have professional development that's going to be happening all summer. I have teachers who are willing to share best practices with each other. So please know, school itself may look a little bit different, but we are here to serve. This is our mission, and Catholic education is so important, especially during these hard times in society. Okay, so with that, I am actually going to end today with a parable. And just bear with me while I read it, but it really spoke to me when I came across it, and it really is something that I think we can all carry in our hearts as we go forward in the summer and look forward to being together in the fall. It's called Love Stays. A nurse took the tired, anxious serviceman to the bedside. "Your son is here," she said to the old man. She had to repeat the words several times before the patient's eyes opened. Heavily sedated because of the pain of his heart attack, he dimly saw the young, uniformed man who was a Marine standing outside the oxygen tent. He reached out his hand. The Marine wrapped his toughened fingers around the old man's limp ones, squeezing a message of love and encouragement. The nurse brought a chair so the Marine could sit beside the bed. All through the night, the young Marine sat there in the poorly lighted ward, holding the old man's hand and offering him words of love and strength. Occasionally, the nurse suggested that the Marine move away and rest a while, but he refused. Whenever the nurse came into the ward, the Marine was oblivious of her and of the night noises at the hospital. The clanking of oxygen tanks, the laughter of the night shift staff members exchanging greetings, the cries and the moans from the other patients. Now and then she heard him say a few gentle words. The dying man said nothing, only held tightly to his son all through the night. Towards dawn, the old man died. The Marine released the now lifeless hand that he had been holding, and he went to tell the nurses. And what the nurse did, what she had to do, he waited while she did that, and finally she came back. She started to offer words of sympathy, but the Marine interrupted her and said, "Who was that man?" he asked, and the nurse was startled. "Well, he was your father," she said. "No, he wasn't," the Marine replied. "I never saw him before in my entire life." Then why didn't you say something when I took you to him? I knew right away there had been a mistake, said the Marine, but I also knew he needed his son. And his son just wasn't there. When I realized he was too sick to tell whether or not I was his son, and knowing how much he needed me, I stayed. The next time someone needs you, just be there and stay. And I hope that's what we did for you. We tried to be here. We tried to stay and give you the best experience we possibly could. I bless you all. I pray for you all every single day of my life. And I cannot wait until we're back together again. Have a great summer.